gas, bloating, heartburn, constipation, fatigue. If you suffer from any of these, I understand your pain. My name is Dr. Kerry Nelson, and even after 10 years of practicing medicine and doing my best to eat healthy, I found myself suffering from digestive issues. I know firsthand how miserable they can make your life. They can make you afraid to eat the food you love, afraid something might give you a bad reaction, and afraid it will always be this way. Pain from cramps or the feeling of being bloated can put you in a terrible mood. It can affect your workday, your responsibilities at home, and worst of all, your social life. I created this video to help the estimated 50 million Americans suffering from digestive issues, many who are otherwise in great health. I'm going to share the solution that finally worked for me, the one thing that gave me relief after everything else I tried failed. Fiber, tea, probiotics, antacids, Tums, Pepto, even diet suggestions my fellow doctors recommended did nothing. What gave me relief is not a diet or a meal plan. It takes just 45 seconds a day, and even if you don't suffer from severe digestive issues, I now believe it is the single most important thing you can do each day for your health. Yes, that means I put this ahead of getting exercise, as I found those who don't do this often find themselves too tired to exercise. So if you regularly feel fatigued or overworked, then I've created this presentation to help you. The solution has now helped literally thousands of people to have more energy, a less sensitive stomach, the ability to eat more of the foods they enjoy without feeling bloated, gassy, or getting heartburn, along with more regular bathroom habits, less cramping and abdominal pain, feeling less bloated, which leads to a slimmer looking tummy, even better looking skin. So if this is so beneficial, why doesn't everybody know about it? Well, soon, thanks to you, they will. I'm flattered that since I first published this video on May 10th, 2015, it's gone viral. Thousands of people are watching the same presentation you are, every single day. I've been asked to appear on morning talk shows, and I've received emails from men and women all over the world thanking me for this solution that has allowed them to free themselves from digestive issues quickly and without having to stop eating their favorite foods. You see, once you fix your digestive problems, you're essentially fixing the fuel tank of your entire body. So you'll begin to see huge benefits throughout your entire body. Imagine feeling more rested, getting better sleep at night, getting through the day without having to rely on caffeine, having more energy to do physical activity, and feeling more focused, productive, and overall happier. It's amazing just how great we can start to feel when our body is processing food the way it was designed to. This not only robs you of your energy, but can weaken your immune system. Weight gain is another common side effect, as digestive issues can cause your body to store fat, adding inches to your waistline. And carrying that extra weight around can make you feel even more fatigued and begin to put undue stress on your joints and muscles. Mental problems can arise as well, as your brain doesn't get what it needs to thrive. Lack of concentration, anxiety, even depression, as you miss out on what your body needs to produce. Serotonin, the happy hormone that regulates your moods. So if you've been feeling down lately or stressed out, an out-of-balance digestive system could actually be the reason why. In a moment, I'm going to reveal to you a culprit that could be responsible for your digestive problems and what to do about it. I created this video because I know firsthand how it can strike even those of us who do our best to eat healthy. You see, there are too many myths going around about what is healthy and what isn't. I'm going to set the record straight today, and guess what? I'm not going to tell you to stop eating carbs, dairy, or even gluten. I am, however, going to reveal 4 foods to you that I consider to be digestive destroyers. These are foods I recommend you never eat. So please pay close attention, as 90% of the people watching this will have at least 2 of these digestion destroyers in their cupboards at home. And if you're like most people, I think you'll be surprised at what they are. Why? Well, because 2 of them are labeled as health foods. Another is actually banned in nearly every first world country except the United States. Scary, right? So grab a pen and paper and a trash can, because throwing these 4 foods away and out of your diet could result in instant digestive relief. Yes, they are that bad. Now, I know your time is valuable, so I packed a lot of information into this short video. Be sure to watch it all the way to the end and put away your cell phone and get ready to take some notes, as you're going to want to write these 4 digestive destroyers down. Are you ready? Oh, and before we begin, I must warn you. With the amount of exposure this video is getting, the companies who manufacture the 4 foods I'm about to call out as terrible for your gut may try to have it removed from the internet. So be sure to watch it to the very end while you still can. Okay, let's begin. A 2013 survey by NYU Langone Medical Center showed 74% of Americans suffer from some sort of digestive issues. However, as a practicing doctor myself, I never thought it would happen to me. That's why what I'm about to reveal to you is a little embarrassing. I completed my undergraduate degree at UCLA and received my medical degree from New York Medical College. I also studied internationally at the Universidad Autónoma de Guadalajara. Today I have my own private medical and aesthetic concierge practice in Los Angeles, California. People think of Los Angeles as a land of sunny skies, healthy food, and fit bodies. That's why for years I was surprised to discover when my patients who seemed healthy, who scored high marks on their tests, would report suffering from indigestion, gas, and bloating. I know because that's what happened to me. And here's the part I didn't understand. I was eating what I thought was a healthy diet. I had switched from regular to diet soda. I had traded in whole milk for non-fat. Whenever, I would eat brown rice instead of white and also brown bread. I didn't overdo it on sweets, and I never ate fried food or fast food. And like many of my patients, it wasn't as though I woke up one day and my stomach hurt. It started with a few pains here and there, and then as the years went on, my issues became progressively worse. Soon they became so severe that they were taking the happiness away from my life. What's worse, even with my medical training, I wasn't exactly sure of what to do. You see, if you were to walk into 10 different doctors' offices and ask for help dealing with indigestion, you'd walk out with 10 different answers. I know because that's exactly what I did. I tried a few of the ideas given to me by my colleagues, fiber, teas, probiotic supplements, and even though the taste didn't agree with me at all, I even tried drinking kombucha. However, nothing seemed to work, so I cut out dairy and nothing. I stopped eating carbs and went gluten-free. That was a tough one, and it still didn't fix the problem. I completely stopped eating sweets. This made a bit of difference, but not much. I was told I should cut out red meat and coffee. However, I love grilling up a grass-fed steak on the weekends, and I've been drinking coffee since I did my residency training at USC PIH. It's the only way I could get through those 12-hour shifts in the ER. However, as much as I love those things, I decided fixing my gut was more important. So as tough as it was, I cut out red meat and coffee for 60 days. Some of my problems went away. However, I was still experiencing gas, bloating, and indigestion. And on some days, the symptoms were worse than when I was still drinking coffee and eating red meat. I later discovered it was because of an unknown digestive destroyer I was still consuming every single day, which I'll reveal to you in a moment. Now, as a graduate with 3 degrees from UCLA, the New York Medical College, and the University of Guadalajara, I consider myself an expert on the human body. However, my motto in medicine is never stop learning. I know that since I graduated from medical school over 10 years ago, many new advances had been made in the area of gastrointestinal biology. So now, I want to reveal to you these newly discovered digestive destroyers. Some of them you may have been consuming for years. Oh, and if I happen to read off one of your favorite treats right now, don't flinch, because later I'm going to show you a solution that will allow you to still enjoy 1 or 2 of these things on occasion without having to worry about digestive pain. Digestive destroyer number 1, Azodicarbonamide. Azodicarbonamide has been making waves lately as a chemical that is banned in Europe and Australia. If a food manufacturer is caught using azodicarbonamide in Singapore, they can receive up to $450,000 in fines and up to 15 years in prison. That's how dangerous some scientists now believe azodicarbonamide is. However, guess what? It's still legal right here in the USA. Azodicarbonamide is a chemical used with a foaming agent in plastics. However, some American food manufacturers use it as a whitening agent in flour. An NBC News report listed McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, Arby's, Jack in the Box, and Chick-fil-A as companies who use it to bake their bread. Subway has recently made headlines by removing it from their bread baking process. Way to go, Subway. If you're going to eat at one of the other restaurants I just mentioned, I highly recommend you get your sandwich protein style, which means wrapping it in lettuce and skipping the bun. That brings me to digestive destroyer number 2. This digestive destroyer masquerades as a health food, yet It may be the most potent digestive destroyer of all. This seemingly innocent beverage is what I blame for my digestive issues. You see, even after I cut many other potential problem items out from my diet, I was still having digestive issues. I attribute them to my not knowing just how bad this digestive destroyer actually was. You see, it's only recently that studies were completed showing its main ingredient to be one of the worst things you can put in your system. I'm going to reveal it to you now, and you'll see why so many Americans suffer from digestive issues. You see, a new study recently showed this drink is consumed daily by 90 million Americans, and this number is increasing. It goes by the name of diet soda. Diet soda is a great example of a product that's being marketed to us as a health food. However, it's really quite bad for us. How can something with 0 calories and 0 sugar be so hard on our digestive system? The issue comes from its large concentration of artificial sweeteners. Shocking new studies now show a direct link between artificial sweeteners and obesity. In the now famous 2008 San Antonio Heart Study, a clinical trial was conducted with 3,682 adults. The study lasted 8 years, during which scientists concluded those who regularly consumed artificial sweeteners were twice as high to become obese as those who did not. Overall, adjusted body mass indices were 47% greater among artificial sweetener users than non-users. Another study, finally completed in March 2015, showed drinking diet soda linked to a widening waistline with age. Dr. Sharon P.G. Fowler and her team at the University of Texas Health Science Center followed people over the age of 65 for an average of 9 years. They discovered people who reported not drinking diet soda gained an average of 0.8 inches in waist circumference over the 9-year period. However, those who reported drinking even occasional diet soda gained an average of 1.83 inches. And those who drink diet soda every day, they experienced an average waistline increase of 3 full inches. As Scientific American reported, people over age 65 who drink diet soda daily tend to expand their waistlines by much more than peers who prefer other beverages, possibly contributing to chronic illnesses that go along with excess belly fat. So now we know these beverages can make you gain weight. But how? How can something with 0 calories impact your waistline? It's actually the same reason why they do such a number on your digestive system. Let me explain. This is your gastrointestinal tract, or your GI tract for short. We don't often think about this. However, did you know your GI tract is home to over 25 trillion bacteria? Some of these bacteria are good for you. They help you digest your food and fight disease. On the other hand, some bacteria in your gut are what we call bad bacteria. This here, the Candida, is one of them. A Candida is a fungal yeast that lives in your digestive tract. These gut yeasts fall into the category of bad bacteria. Think of them like vagrants. They are simply in your GI tract because it's a nice warm place with food passing through it all the time. For a gut yeast, this is a great place to be. And actually, it's totally normal and okay to have some bad yeast among your bacteria. Most experts agree that so long as you have more good bacteria in your gut than bad yeast, your system is going to function fine. The suggested ratio is 80% good bacteria and no more than 20% yeast. The problem is when the gut yeast begins to grow out of control. And you see, artificial sweeteners are one of gut yeast's favorite foods. These sweeteners are like rocket fuel for gut yeast. And if you're drinking regular soda, that can be even worse. For gut yeast's other favorite food is, you guessed it, sugar. Now, I'm not going to tell you have to completely give up on all the things sweet. However, do know that eating too many foods containing sugars and sweeteners, as well as foods containing carbs and preservatives, can all cause your gut yeast to swell. Once your balance is off, things can quickly spiral out of control. Large gut yeast overgrowths can begin snacking on your good bacteria, and before you know it, you're a walking yeast farm. Do you find yourself craving sugary foods, breads, pizza, or regular or diet sodas? Does your belly feel normal in size, or do you find excess fat around your waistline? Do you suffer from indigestion, constipation, bloating, or gassiness? All of these things could be signs your gut yeast is overgrown. Other signs include lack of energy, fatigue, inability to focus without caffeine, along with skin rashes, fungal infections, and breakouts. However, here is perhaps the biggest problem caused by gut yeast. If you're like most people, you felt cravings before from foods you know are bad for you. Why? Have you ever wondered, why would your body want something that isn't going to do it any good? Why would your body want fried foods that clog up your digestive system, making you fatter and adding unhealthy oils to the inside of your veins? Why would your body want a soda that contains more sugar in one serving than your body was meant to have in 1 week? As a well-known TB doctor, Mark Hyman, recently stated, food addiction is a real thing. It's not a metaphor, it's a biological fact. Studies show that your brain lights up with sugar just like it does with cocaine or heroin. In fact, sugar is 8 times more addictive than cocaine. What makes it so addicting? Well, what you need to know is that it's not you having these cravings. It's very likely your hormones have been hijacked by this invader. It's not that you aren't disciplined, have bad genetics, or naturally a bad eater. It's that gut yeast causes you to have cravings to eat the foods it wants, overriding your logical senses to eat healthy. I'm talking about sugars, carbohydrates, fried foods, and heavily sweetened products like candies, colas, and artificially sweetened diet sodas. Do you ever find yourself eating more of these than you know you should? If so, you need to know it's because you may be eating for 2. For example, have you ever told yourself just 1 bite of a dessert, then you ate the entire thing? That's a sure sign gut yeast wants to be fed. That's why sticking to a diet of real health food when you have gut yeast is like trying to roll a boulder up a mountain. You can resist the cravings for a while, then eventually they become too heavy and you're right back to eating sugars. So while gut yeast is not a disease, it's no surprise many health experts are now calling it the #1 cause of obesity. Like weight loss coach and certified holistic health practitioner Sarah Ann Stewart, most men and women have no clue their weight gain could be caused by gut yeast. The number of people who come to me blaming themselves for failing is astonishing. Once the yeast is under control, my clients often find they lose the unwanted weight quickly, have more energy to exercise, and eat healthier without having to force it. And that brings me to my third digestive destroyer, coffee. Coffee stimulates acid production in the stomach, which can cause inflammation and result in heartburn. Caffeine can cause dehydration, which can lead to constipation. However, my main issue with coffee is the large amounts of sugar most people put in it. Adding sugar or sweeteners can turn it into just as much of a gut yeast feeder as a can of Coca-Cola. And if you're getting fancy coffee drinks from places like Starbucks, forget about it. Would you believe that a medium-sized cafe latte from Starbucks contains as much sugar as 4 sugar-raised Dunkin' Donuts? Yes, you heard me right. Scientists are just now discovering how taking in this much sugar can cause gut yeast to begin to grow out of control. It was the ancient Greek doctor Hippocrates, the father of medicine, who coined the phrase, "All health begins in the gut." When gut yeast is in your GI tract, your entire health can begin to suffer. Think of your gut as your body's fuel tank. Living your life with an overgrowth of yeast in there is like trying to drive your car with sand in your tank. As the yeast grows, its particles and wastes begin to spill out into your bloodstream, making their way into your internal organs, muscle tissue, brain tissue, and joints. This is what we medical professionals call leaky gut. As it spreads through your internal organs, it can clog them up and cause them to malfunction. The symptoms you experience on the outside, weight gain, lack of energy, indigestion, and skin problems, could be dangerous warning signs that your gut is leaking yeast. When you ate your last meal, did you feel more full than you should? Do you see your skin looking dull, or with adult acne, age spots, or rashes appearing, and you don't know why? Do you ever experience brain fog, ADD, or have difficulty concentrating? These are all signs that can be caused by leaky gut. Whenever you're experiencing those symptoms, what I remind my patients is that it's not their fault. You see, the amount of sugars and sweeteners added to our food supply has risen dramatically over the last 60 years. It can be impossible to tell what is good for you and what isn't. Take these 2 yogurts, for example. Both of these are labeled as healthy, yet the Chobani brand contains 8 grams of sugar. The Fage Total 0% Greek yogurt contains 29 grams. As a frame of reference, the American Heart Association recommends we consume 5 to 8 grams of sugar per day. With deceptive food marketing like this, it's no surprise the average American now consumes 41 grams of sugar each day. With today's modern diet being so full of sugar, artificial sweeteners, carbs, and preservatives, unless you are taking preventative measures, gut yeast and leaky gut can happen to any of us. The good news is, once you fix your fuel tank, your entire body can naturally begin to perform better. The first thing you may notice is your metabolism speeds up. You now digest food efficiently. Imagine, no more food turning into ugly fat, no more cravings for bad food, and your existing fat burned into energy. As leaky gut retreats, many report a boost in libido as blood circulation is supported. Not to mention, when your tummy looks slimmer, you feel sexier. Many skin problems clear up. Digestion issues become a thing of the past. You think clearer and have more energy, without coffee. As now you naturally get energy from foods, energy the yeast was previously stealing from you. It's incredible just how much more fulfilling our lives can be with a healthy gut. After all, your gut contains 60% of the cells in your entire body. We all know an unhealthy gut can lead to weight gain. However, most have no idea how many other problems can stem from there. Here is a list of common symptoms that can be relieved by the gut yeast solution I'm about to share with you. Fatigue, loss of energy, decreased libido, sensitivity to foods, chemicals, or other allergens, upset bowels, toenail fungus, thrush, bloating and gas, intestinal cramps, rectal itching, altered bowel function such as diarrhea or constipation, yeast infections, frequent bladder infections, irritated bladder, thyroid dysfunction, depression, irritability, inability to concentrate, frequent allergies, chemical sensitivities, and low immune function. The last one is especially important. You see, your digestive tract is also the home of your immune system. When it is weakened, so is your ability to combat sickness and disease. So if you found yourself getting sick more often, this could be why. And here's something else interesting. In June of 2012, researchers found levels of serotonin, the happy hormone that is responsible for your mood, can be affected by yeast in your digestive tract. When your stomach is clogged up with yeast, production of serotonin can slow down. This can lead to depression, anxiety, anger, and feelings of loneliness. However, this finding does come with some good news. The good news is that means you can be feeling dramatically better than you are right now, and it's not a hard fix. Now, you probably don't want to imagine a life without sugar, and I don't blame you. I don't either. I love eating out at restaurants and a glass of smooth red wine, and I don't think I could ever give up on chocolate chip ice cream. Besides, while starving the yeast is an effective way to kill it, this method can take several months to notice any real effect. Instead, I'm going to show you a dramatically more effective solution that takes just a couple minutes a day and allows your gut to run smoothly while still eating the occasional treat, sweet, pizza, or pasta. Before I do, it's important I reveal to you my fourth and final digestive destroyer, alcohol. Contrary to popular belief, alcohol does not turn it to sugar in your bloodstream. The reason alcohol is a digestive destroyer, however, is because it kills off the friendly bacteria in your digestive tract. Have you ever noticed your carb or sugar cravings increase the day after you've had a drink or two? That's because when your good bacteria are weakened, the bad yeast begins to thrive. This is why those who frequently drink alcohol are more often likely to be affected by gut yeast and the leaky gut that can follow. Another thing that kills your good bacteria is antibiotics. You see, the way antibiotics work is by killing all of the bacteria in your system. If you take antibiotics, then follow them with a diet high in foods that make gut yeast thrive, it's very common for the gut yeast to grow back faster than your good bacteria. So if you've taken antibiotics recently or frequently drink alcohol, your chances of gut yeast affecting you are greatly improved. Now again, the good news is you don't have to give up alcohol, and you certainly shouldn't stop taking antibiotics. Just know that if two of these things are part of your life, it's even more critically important that you support and nourish your good bacteria using the solution I'm going to share with you now. Otherwise, your gut yeast can and will flourish, which can wreak havoc on your energy production, digestion, water balance, and natural fat burning mechanisms. Not fun. So now, I want to show you how to take care of this issue at its source. You see, when most people notice a health problem, such as a rash on their skin, they try to treat it where it appears. If we see acne or a rash, we apply an ointment or a cleanser. Suffering from indigestion, we take some sort of stomach soother. Find yourself gaining weight? Most try to eat less or burn it off with intense exercise. However, all this is doing is treating the symptoms. That's why these fixes are often temporary. The acne or rash may go away only to reappear later. Indigestion starts again with the next meal. We lose weight by exercising, but then our body makes more fat. It's a never-ending cycle that can leave you frustrated and feeling hopeless. With my patients, I suggest something different. So if you only get one thing from this report, let it be this. Don't treat the symptom, treat the source. Unless you tackle your problem at the source, the symptom will only return and continue to bother you. However, when you address your problem where it starts, you can eliminate it completely and permanently. When you combat gut yeast and leaky gut at their source, your symptoms can begin to disappear on their own. You can get your body back to the happy, healthy, thin, and energetic state that you're meant to be in right now. And thanks to advances in modern science, it's not that hard to do. Remember, all health begins in the gut. And just like everything in life, the key here is proper balance. You don't have to get rid of all of the bad yeast. Remember, a little down there is okay. You just need to get the bacteria in your gut to the proper ratio of 80% good bacteria to 20% bad bacteria. That's the tipping point when your gut begins to start turning food into energy again. The cravings go away and your body starts getting the nutrients you need to perform at your best. Now again, you don't have to completely stop eating sugars and sweeteners. Actually, it probably wouldn't help much if you did, as the food corporations are just going to keep sneaking them into your foods. However, I do recommend you cut down on sugars, sweeteners, and foods containing preservatives whenever possible. That's just good common sense. And thanks to recent developments in biotechnology, there is a solution to quickly balance your gut while still enjoying the occasional dessert, cocktail, or cheat day. It's called probiotics. Probiotics are beneficial, good bacteria that go into your system and far outnumber the bad yeast. Now, it may come as a surprise to hear me say this, for as I said earlier, I tried probiotics to fix my digestive issues and they were no help. I later found it was because I was making a critical mistake that was canceling out their effect. I'm going to share with you the mistake I made in just a minute, and this is important. Thousands of people make this same mistake when trying probiotics, and if you've tried them in the past and didn't feel an effect, it could be because you made it also. You see, when you fight gut yeast correctly with probiotics, the yeast then cannot grow. It's like sending in billions of friendly troops to fight the war for you. Probiotics were first discovered over 100 years ago by Elie Metchnikoff, a Nobel Prize-winning Russian biologist. Though in the last couple of years, new studies at Harvard Medical School and Johns Hopkins University have brought them into the spotlight. Many doctors are now saying that getting the correct amount daily is more important than taking a multivitamin, and for good reason. If having gut yeast is like having sand in your fuel tank, having probiotics down there is like having ultra premium fuel. Your entire system begins to run more efficiently, and the changes can be dramatic. Imagine feeling more energetic, being in a better mood, and no longer relying on coffee. You're now able to get energy from your food like your body was designed, as you digest easier and bathroom habits become more regular. Fat trouble areas are targeted as metabolism returns to its proper speed. A healthy metabolism targets those fat trouble areas, like love handles, your tummy, and waist, hips, and thighs, which can be a welcome positive effect from beneficial bacteria. One of the first things many of my clients tell me they notice is a new, healthy glow to their skin, as when your gut is running properly, cell regeneration is supported. You feel the difference when you wake up in the morning and every time you look in the mirror. I'm not the only doctor who feels probiotics are the most important wellness discovery of our time. As Dr. Michael McCann, MD, physician and researcher puts it, probiotics will be to medicine in the 21st century as antibiotics and microbiology were in the 20th century. And as well-noted wellness expert Dr. Frank Lemon has said, what I love about quality probiotics is their almost miraculous ability to transform sick people into healthy ones simply, quickly, and effectively without drugs, negative side effects, or, dare I say it, much extra effort. And Dr. Mike Russell, author of The 6 Pillars of Nutrition, these bacteria have incredible abilities. Besides improving your digestive system, they can impact your immune system, influence the food you eat, improve blood sugar, and affect leptin sensitivity, a hormone that regulates your appetite and metabolic rate. After all, considering your digestive tract contains 60% of the cells in your body, it's no surprise supporting those cells can make you feel like a whole new person. And here's a letter I recently received from a patient named Holly Goodwin, who's a personal trainer in New York City and used the probiotic I personally recommend, Perfect Biotics, to get her gut yeast under control. I'm a 31-year-old woman and have suffered with digestive problems for years as a result of extreme dieting. As my body healed, bloating and constipation occurred as a result of being unkind to my body. I tried countless teas, supplements, and probiotics to help, but nothing worked. I never could have imagined that I would have been able to achieve a flat and healthy belly with just one simple pill. I am so thankful to Probiotic America for providing me with healthful and comfortable digestion support. I now recommend Probiotic America to all of my friends and clients. Thank you, I am your biggest fan. Now, let me share with you the mistake you must avoid when nourishing your gut with probiotics if you want to give yourself the greatest chance of experiencing the full benefits. It's the same mistake I made. I tried to get my probiotics the wrong way. Remember those 2 yogurts I showed you earlier? I had been told yogurts were a good source of probiotics, and I was misled. As it turns out, even if they do contain some beneficial bacteria, the added sugar will usually cancel out any positive effect. Many companies are now labeling their yogurts as probiotic solutions. However, be careful. Unless you are making yogurt yourself from scratch, it could be hurting your digestion even further. And if it's pasteurized, a process that's designed to kill bacteria so the yogurt stays fresh longer, then it's even more likely the good bacteria your body needs won't be in there. Instead, I recommend you get your probiotics in one of 2 other ways. Number 1, eating kefirs or fermented vegetables like sauerkraut and kimchi. If you can commit to eating 3 to 4 servings of these foods daily, you'll fill your gut with enough beneficial bacteria to send gut yeast running. Number 2, laboratory-grade probiotic blends. I say laboratory-grade because probiotics manufactured at the correct potency are like a silver stake to the heart of gut yeast. However, as probiotics have gained popularity over the last 2 years, many weak formulations have flooded the consumer market. Some owned by the same large conglomerates that make those sugary yogurts. These can come in the form of teas, shots. I've even seen manufacturers claim to put probiotics into chocolate. What's worse are the many weak pill formulations. These could provide a small boost in immune health to a small child. However, most adults will see little to no effect. You see, in order for probiotics to have any effect on your digestive health, they have to meet 5 key criteria. Criteria of which, as any probiotic researcher or scientist will tell you, 90% of over-the-counter items claiming to be probiotic products fail to meet. Criteria number 1, they must be able to get past your stomach acids and bile to populate your entire digestive tract. Criteria number 2, they must contain a large quantity of beneficial bacteria. Most health practitioners now recommend consuming a minimum of 15 billion colony-forming units a day, more if you regularly eat sugary foods, drink alcohol, or have taken antibiotics recently. Criteria number 3, they must contain several unique strains of beneficial bacteria, at least 7. Different probiotic strains can have different positive benefits for your digestive system. So if you've tried probiotics and haven't had success, it may just be because the supplement you tried got eaten by your stomach acids, or just didn't contain enough clusters or strains to have any effect. When I began taking a laboratory-grade probiotic blend, I noticed an immediate and dramatic improvement in my digestion. I felt as though a wave of relief came over me. I'd wake up every day expecting my symptoms to reappear, yet they never did. And since then, I've helped hundreds of patients to gain relief from digestive issues, have more energy, better moods, and be happier about their bodies, all through the use of this simple solution that takes just seconds a day. As Dr. Frank Lipman has said, just a few inexpensive capsules taken with meals can help prevent and correct debilitating digestive problems such as constipation, diarrhea, colitis, and irritable bowel syndrome. Another 2007 study published in Pediatrics may make you smile. During the study, breastfeeding mothers who took a daily probiotic supplement found their babies cried an average of 194 minutes less than the group who didn't. The study was done again in 2010, and the results were similar. It's just one more reason why I regularly encourage new moms to give probiotics a try. Fortunately, scientists have now figured out how to put probiotics into a pill form so you can get your daily dose of healthy goodness easily and conveniently. It used to be that probiotic supplements had to be refrigerated in order to keep the bacteria alive. However, that is no longer necessary either. Scientists can now preserve them in a freeze-dried solid state, so you can store them without hassle, travel with them, and not have to worry about them expiring too quickly. Best of all, scientists can now pack billions of organisms into one tiny serving, making it the fastest way to populate your gut with enough good bacteria to experience dramatic results. So really, there is no reason not to give yourself this daily gift of good health. Here's what Amber from Portland, Oregon had to say after 2 weeks of supplementing with the popular probiotic, Perfect Biotics. I tried Perfect Biotics after a nutrition coach suggested yeast could be the reason I was having trouble losing weight. Since starting on them, I no longer have the gross feeling in my tummy after eating, and my trips to the bathroom have become more regular. My bathing suit seems to fit better, and my husband even commented my tummy looks slimmer. I never thought one little thing could make me feel so good. Isn't that amazing? I hear stories like this every single day. Like this one from Greg in Fort Worth. I recently turned 35 and couldn't figure out why I was still having breakouts. What the heck? I'm too old for this. The creams and soaps didn't help. I'd still have at least one big, fat, annoying zit on my face at all times. I started taking probiotics to make my bathroom trips better. Within 2 weeks, the zits were gone and they haven't come back. I'm loving this. And that's just the start of what probiotics can do for your health. Again, when choosing a probiotic supplement, it's important to know what to look for. Most experts will tell you to get supplements that offer at least 10 different strains, includes Lactobacillus acidophilus and Bifidobacterium, 2 super strains proven to be more effective than many other strains combined, contains at least 10 billion active bacteria per capsule. Since I put this presentation together, I've gotten hundreds of letters from people asking me which probiotic supplement I personally take and recommend. So in January of 2015, I decided to do one better. I'd like to introduce you to a colleague of mine, Dr. Gregory J. Layer, PhD. Dr. Layer has dedicated his entire adult life to the science of probiotics, having researched probiotic strains and their benefits for the last 20 years. He's published numerous studies on their effects and is best known for his 2009 study published by the American Academy of Pediatrics, in which he proved probiotics to aid in reducing instances and durations of fever in children aged 3 to 5 years old. It was Dr. Layer who guided me to the specific type of probiotics that were right for my system, and now I'm pleased to be able to offer you the same opportunity. I'm teamed up with Dr. Layer to create a new breakthrough probiotic blend that we truly believe to be the most potent and effective in the world. When we created it, we took an approach that had not been done before. First, we assembled a team of researchers to pore through all 297 human clinical trials that have been done with probiotics, evaluating which strains had the biggest effect on different types of digestive issues. We discovered which strain would show the most promise to support against obesity, which supported immune strength, which supported against food sensitivities, irritated intestines, and colon, and which were most likely to support regular bathroom habits. We even located one strain that dramatically reduced cases of diarrhea in adults taking antibiotics. By the time we were finished, we had identified 15 super strains that appeared to have incredible potency. While most blends on the market today will contain 5 to 7 strains, we decided to use all 15 in our laboratory-grade blend. The next step was formulating them in an amount that would stop gut yeast from leaking or even growing in the first place. We knew this would help our patients kick their sugar cravings. So without even trying, they would better their diets and hopefully lose weight. So instead of using the recommended 10 billion colony-forming units, we combined these 15 strains into 30 billion colony-forming units, triple the amount recommended by most doctors. Why did we make ours this powerful? The reasons are simple. Number 1, you cannot take too many probiotics. The more beneficial bacteria you put into your fuel tank, the more health and energy support it can give you. Number 2, if gut yeast is overgrown or leaked, it takes a lot of beneficial bacteria to balance it out. It's important to us that our patients experience results in a matter of days, not weeks. We know how ugly it can make you feel when gut yeast is sucking the energy from your body, so we formulated our blend to give you relief as quickly as biologically possible. And we did not stop there. We then set out to package this laboratory-grade formula into a vegetarian capsule that was not only allergen-free, glucose-free, kosher, and lactose-free, but would also allow the beneficial bacteria to get past your stomach acids and bile to populate your entire GI tract, combating gut yeast in any area it could be affecting. 7 different capsules were tested before we found a winner, and once we did, we decided to package it in a Stay Fresh glass bottle to ensure no dangerous chemicals made their way into the outsides of the pills. This is very common with pills stored in plastic bottles and not a risk we wanted to take when it comes to a daily supplement so critical to digestive health. We call the end result Perfect Biotics, complete digestive relief. You may have heard of Perfect Biotics as it's already helped literally thousands of people just like you improve the quality of their lives through better supported digestion and immune function. Each capsule is engineered to give your gut the beneficial bacteria support it needs to quickly eliminate gut yeast and keep bad funguses from coming back, digest food cleanly and efficiently so you get the nutrients you need from your food and the bad stuff is filtered out, metabolize food properly and start turning food into energy, not fat, balance bowel movements and support regularity, targeting IBS, indigestion, heartburn, bloating, gas, cramps, and constipation, give your immune system the ultimate support in fighting off sickness and disease, combat yeast infections, fungal infections, and fungal-related skin problems, support proper sleep cycles, and promote healthy circulation, eliminating brain fog, improving concentration, and supporting healthy serotonin production for better moods. There is no other probiotic on the market engineered to be this effective, and we are very proud of it. The results our clients have speak for themselves. Here's a story from Wendy in Minneapolis. As a working mother of two, I had no energy after long days at the office, then helping the kids with their homework. I had no time for myself and didn't feel present with my family. I started taking Perfect Biotics, and it was like a new me appeared. I now wake up with more energy and have been jogging at least 3 times a week. I feel stronger and more energized all day long. I no longer feel like I need coffee to make it through the day. Best of all, I'm better enjoying my time with my kids, feeling present and grateful. Thank you, Perfect Biotics, for giving me my life back. There is one other important factor that makes Probiotic America's Perfect Biotics unique, and that is third-party testing. Every batch of Perfect Biotics is tested twice for effectiveness, once by our in-house team at Probiotic America and again by an independent third party, ensuring your Perfect Biotics are free from outside toxins and will perform at full potency. We see every bottle of Perfect Biotics as a representation of Probiotic America, so if for any reason a batch fails to meet our rigorous standards, it will not make it to you. When we first created Perfect Biotics, we did so for our private nutrition clients. They began to tell their family and friends, and it wasn't long before we were getting inquiries for Perfect Biotics from all across the world. Despite this, our unique formula is not easy to produce in mass quantity. As it is engineered from actual living bacteria, the strains must be grown. It takes 6 weeks to grow from start to finish the strains that make up each capsule of Perfect Biotics. Due to these production constraints, Perfect Biotics has never been made available to the public before. Yet finally, after many months of searching, we have found a process to produce Perfect Biotics to our rigorous standards in a quantity that allows us to release a small quantity to the public for the very first time. On that note, I, along with my colleagues here at Probiotic America, would like to invite you to try Perfect Biotics for yourself. When we're at the capacity to sell in stores, Perfect Biotics will retail for $69.95 for a 30-day supply. But since you've stumbled across this special presentation, we'd like to invite you to try Perfect Biotics at a special rate for new customers only. Because we want as many people as possible to try Perfect Biotics and experience the benefits for themselves, we decided for the next 24 hours only, and for those who purchase through this presentation only, to allow you to try Perfect Biotics for just $39.95. You get an instant savings of 42%. So click on the link below to try Perfect Biotics today. Again, this offer is only available to new customers who get Perfect Biotics through this presentation and for the next 24 hours or while supplies last. When the first batch is sold out, we will remove this offer and Perfect Biotics will return to its regular price moving forward. Right now, you pay just $1.33 a day to give yourself the gift of a healthy, properly functioning digestive system that makes you look and feel great. That's a whole lot less than buying a green juice every day, and the health benefits are not only more widespread, but more measurable. I don't know about you, but the stores around here charge $8 or $9 for one of those veggie concoctions. And hey, I know it's good for me, but wouldn't you rather spend your money on something that allows you to see and feel a difference? That's why I'm so excited for you to try Perfect Biotics and wonder why you never felt so good before. Imagine waking up with more energy. No more being a victim to cravings that aren't yours. No longer having to worry about indigestion after you eat. Imagine more regular bathroom habits, skin problems fading away, and feeling fresher, more energized, more alive. Your concentration feels heightened, you feel smarter, more productive, and more creative. Many patients report the real magic begins after a couple of weeks. That's when the yeast is in fast withdrawal, and your new, clean system can start to experience improved metabolism, burning that ugly fat into energy. Your tummy looks trimmer and you feel like a whole new you. That's what we designed Perfect Biotics to do for you. Oh, and it's also why my wife and I don't ever let a day go by without taking it ourselves. We are so confident that you will love Perfect Biotics and that you will feel noticeable improvements within just days of getting started. We'd like to invite you to take this challenge. Simply try Perfect Biotics for 60 days. If you don't notice you're feeling more energized, experiencing gentler digestion, increased metabolism, and less cravings for sweets, simply return the unused portion and we will refund every cent of your money. We'll even honor this challenge if you return the empty bottles. We feel you need to give it at least a month to work its full range of magic, so we want you to use it all. That's how confident we are you'll love the way it makes you look and feel. This 60-day full money-back guarantee allows you to try Perfect Biotics totally risk-free. Here's how to get started. When you click on the button below, you'll be taken to our secure server, which is 228-bit SSL encrypted for your total security. If you see the Perfect Biotics package options, that means we still have some in supply and the offer is still available. Select the package that is right for you and then fill out the shipping and payment information on the next page. Your order will leave our laboratory within 24 hours or sometimes on the same day. Each bottle is fresh sealed for potency. You'll be enjoying Perfect Biotics within a few short days. So click on the button below and let's get started. Remember, you must act quickly as this new customer offer will not be around for long, so don't delay. There is no investment on the planet that gives you a bigger return than investing in your health. Oh, and another benefit of Perfect Biotics is you begin to save on food costs, as you no longer need those sugary snacks or feel the need to eat as much as you are now only eating for yourself. It's easy to see how Perfect Biotics pays for itself. Okay, it's time to wrap this up. Before I go, I feel it's important we cover one more thing. I feel it's important we talk about the costs of not taking care of your digestive tract, because unfortunately, this isn't a problem that fixes itself. Unless you are willing to make a serious change to your diet, it's likely any fungal overgrowth you are experiencing will continue to worsen, causing you misery that I feel is just unnecessary. Yet far too many people allow it to happen. While there is no direct proof that gut yeast causes cancer, a 1992 study of autopsies of leukemia victims discovered 25% of them had huge amounts of yeast in their body. Many experts now also believe gut yeast is responsible for the rise in diabetes in the U.S. Diabetes is caused by excess sugar consumption, and a person who is under control of gut yeast can consume 5 to 10 cups of sugar every single day. Do you know how many cups of sugar you are consuming per day now? If not, I suggest you try to measure. Our bodies were never designed to take in a lot of sugar, and that's what makes gut yeast so scary. Think of it like the mold you can get in the walls of your home if you're not careful. Once it's there, it doesn't go away on its own, especially not if you feed it. That's why it's critical you get this handled now before it gets any worse. Fortunately, the solution is easy, and once you try it, I promise you, you'll be so happy you did. As Dr. Anthony Komaroff, Harvard Medical School professor and editor-in-chief of the best-selling book, The Harvard Medical School Family Health Guide, recently said, "The research on probiotics has been promising. Potential benefits have been seen in the treatment or prevention of diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome, H. pylori, the cause of ulcers, vaginal infections, urinary tract infections, infection of the gut caused by C. difficile." Imagine, no more of that tired feeling after meals, no more annoying trips to the bathroom, and see if you also find yourself sleeping better and waking more rested, ready to take on the world. Weight often begins to fall off, as your metabolism is fully supported, and instead of craving bad foods, you find yourself craving healthy foods that make you feel great. See if you also notice your skin feeling fresher as cell regeneration is now fully supported, as your body now better brings the nutrients from your food into your skin and everywhere else your body needs them. Many of our longtime clients report a boost in libido, and not just because they feel slimmer and sexier. So try Perfect Biotics now, totally risk-free. You have nothing to lose. I want you to experience all this for yourself, and you really have to feel it to believe it. If for any reason you don't, simply give us a call. Our toll-free number is at the top of the screen. You can also dial that number to place your order by phone. It is our pleasure to bring Perfect Biotics to you, and I hope you will take this opportunity now and get started at a huge savings off the regular price. Think about it. What is a better investment than the health of you and your family? Without our health, it's hard to enjoy anything else. As Dr. Frank Lipman recently said, probiotics produce immunity-boosting chemicals and kill off invading pathogens. They help protect against stomach ulcers, food poisoning, lactose intolerance, yeast overgrowth, yeast infections, harmful bacteria, viruses, and fungi. They even help improve your skin's health and appearance. How many things can do all that? In short, probiotics offer a massive bang for your health buck, so do all you can to help them flourish. So click on the link below and give Perfect Biotics a try. Soon you'll be looking back on this day as the end of your digestive worries, and you'll be very glad you did. Still here? Okay, that's probably because you have some questions. Totally common. So I wanted to take a minute and answer a few of those questions you may be having now. Question: are there any side effects? Well, unless you call feeling great a side effect, the answer is no. Probiotics are composed entirely of beneficial bacteria. If gut yeast is the bad guy, then these are the good guys. They can only help your system, and with our kosher, gluten-free, allergen-free capsules, you can take them no matter what your dietary restrictions. Question: do I have to refrigerate them? Nope. Perfect Biotics are freeze-dried in a solid state and will stay that way until you ingest them. You can travel with them or mail them to a friend with no hassles. Question: how long does it take to get rid of the fungus, and when will I know it's gone? Everyone's gut is different, but we feel you should give Perfect Biotics at least 30 days to work its full magic, and some folks really start to feel better after 60 days. You'll know it's gone when you no longer feel those nagging cravings, you save money by eating less, and stay a whole lot healthier as well. Question: do I have to take it with a meal? Many of our clients like to take them with breakfast as the healthiest way to start your day, but no meal is necessary. And in the event you miss a dose, don't worry, just proceed as normal the next day. And here's a question from Susan in Rochester, New York. Hi, I've been taking probiotics for 4 months now, and in just the last month, I've lost a lot of weight. Is this normal? Great question, Susan. We don't recommend Perfect Biotics as a weight loss cure simply because only around 70% of our clients end up losing weight when they take it, and it doesn't always happen right away, as you've seen. Bad yeast can reside quite deep in the gut, and sometimes it takes a while before your metabolism speeds up. When your metabolism does speed up, you can expect to see the weight fall off for 2 reasons. More of the food you eat burns into energy, and your body now wants foods that are easy to turn into energy, so you begin to crave healthy foods. Oftentimes, these 2 things combined can result in a slimmer feeling belly and lost pant or dress sizes. It's totally normal, and we receive a lot of letters like this. Enjoy. And here's one from Lawrence in Dallas. I've been on the Perfect Biotics protocol for 1 month. The first week I didn't feel anything and thought it was a scam, but then something funny started to happen. I started getting sexually turned on by just the smallest sight of a woman, which may sound normal to you, but I'm 74 years old. It may sound small to you, but it made me feel like a youngster again. I'm enjoying this. Thank you. Hey, Lawrence, congrats on feeling younger, healthier, and it sounds like happier. It's no surprise to me that you're starting to feel those urges, as oftentimes when your digestive tract begins performing at its peak, your other organs follow suit. You see those other organs of yours get their strength from your food. These include your reproductive organs, heart, liver, lungs, and of course, the biggest organ in your body, your skin. It's amazing the changes that can happen once you allow your body to get the nutrients it needs and open up the paths to distributing them to the right places. Many report feeling 10 years younger, and it sounds like you are on the path. Next question. Jerry in San Diego wants to know, can I give Perfect Biotics to my children? The answer here is yes. We all know how hard it can be to get our children to eat healthy, so I consider Perfect Biotics an excellent way to ensure your kids are getting at least the digestive and immune support they need. Since 70% of the immune system is located in the gut, it makes sense that kids who take Perfect Biotics would get less sick often and miss less school. It's a great habit to start your kids on and a good way to teach your kids about the importance of taking care of your body so they go on to live long and healthy lives. I highly recommend it. And the last question, can I buy Perfect Biotics in the store? The answer to this one is no. We deliver Perfect Biotics straight to you, the consumer, cutting out the middlemen so you save money. And now, with our special new customer offer, you can get them at the lowest possible price. Best of all, when you get them through this offer, you'll be grandfathered in at this price even if we have to raise costs in the future. So what are you waiting for? Click on the button below and place your order now. It let me be the first to welcome you to the Perfect Biotics family and congratulate you on the wise decision to invest in your new, healthier life.